Well, that horrible fucking tier system's back by the looks of it. So, but it's much stricter this time. So, apparently all of England, apart from the Isle of Wight, is in tier 2 or tier 3. It's about 50-50. Luckily, Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly, for some reason, along with the Isle of Wight, have been put into tier 1, which is, yeah, it's pretty, I think it's basically the same rules as tier 1 before. But tier 2 and tier 3, they're much stricter now. So you've got, basically, in tier 2 is sort of like tier 3 now. If you go to a pub or restaurant, you got to have a meal, you drink, and you can only meet people outside. Well, I think you meet in your garden as well, which is, who the fuck's going to meet in their garden in December, you know? But then, yeah, tier 3, I think it's effectively like it is now. I don't know, maybe gyms can open or something, and you can meet 6 people rather than 2 now out in a public outdoor place, not your garden. But yeah, you can't go to a pub or restaurant or cafe or anything like that. So yeah, it's shit luck to them. They're stuck in, they're basically just continued lockdown 2 or full lockdown 2. And this applies to places like parts of Kent, parts of Lancashire, or parts of Dorset. No, not Dorset's in tier 2, sorry. But yeah, like parts of Kent have had virtually no cases. They've been put into tier 3 because there's been some cluster on, I think it was the Isle of Sheppey or something like that, or Thanet. I don't know. I'm not really good with geography in that area, but so it's completely crazy. And of course, Wales had that, firebreaker or whatever the hell, which didn't do shit. It just pissed everyone off even more. And but now that Mark Drakeford guy, he's basically doing another lockdown. I think it's going to be sort of like tier 2 or 3 in England. And and he's like made these like horrible quotes now. He said something like, that you shouldn't expect to have your freedom at the expense of the welfare of the NHS. So he's openly being. I mean, he has been openly a tyrant for ages, but for him to be that explicit, like fuck your freedom, it's crazy. So. But yeah, this tier 1 is bad enough, You got masks in public indoor places, rule of 6 still, all that shit still applies. So it's not freedom, it's very, very relative. Still get, the police will still bother you if you do a protest, unless you put your hand up in the air raised as a fist, then you'll be alright, of course. But yeah, and then of course they're gonna stop it all for 5 days at Christmas. So yeah, because taking away your freedoms in the name of unsuccessfully controlling a fucking virus, from Wuhan, is that's not as important as Christmas, but it's more important than your human rights, which doesn't fucking make sense. And people are pissed off, a lot of leftists are pissed off now because they're saying, why didn't you lift the restrictions for Eid and Diwali and, all the other religious festivals for non-Christian and non-pagan religions, because I mean Christmas is ultimately, pagan in all but name. And of course it's, Christianity. And I guess to an extent, or Hanukkah occurs around the same time of year, but I think it's a bit after. So yeah, people are saying, it's Christian-centric, and frankly, yeah, I agree, and I think that's, it is kind of bullshit, but they're asking, they're saying, oh, well, you shouldn't have, a relatively free Christmas, but, these leftists who, seemingly actually support everything Boris is doing, because he is acting like a communist, like I've said, they're asking the wrong questions. They're asking, well, why can't we, be freer all the time? They should, that's the question they should be asking, but they don't, because it doesn't go with their ideology. And yeah, and it's piss poor. It's all just full on clown world in the UK now. And but at least there's a bit of resistance in the UK now. I see, more and more, or less and less people in the supermarkets wearing masks, I should say. Still a huge majority do, but a lot of people don't, and that's good. yeah, and same in pubs, or when they are open. And protests seem to be growing more numerous now, which is good. But yeah, and the UK in a sense is one of the freer places. I mean, God, don't even get me started on the continent at the moment. Yeah, Sweden's going to their rule of 8 now, aren't they? Which is crazy. Yeah, Sweden's going. So Sweden was hailed as a relatively free haven, but even they're falling now. I don't think they got any significant mask mandates, which is good. But yeah, Southern Europe, my goodness, yeah, that's just. I mean, they may as well just like stitch a mask into their face, It's crazy. I mean, I think I probably talked about it before, but the way there is virtually no resistance to mask mandates in Italy and Spain. There are some riots and protests, but they're about the curfew or not getting enough public funding for their lockdowns. And yeah, but they're all wearing a mask. They're like, please, can we go out, and wear our mask after. I don't know, like they have a 1:30 a.m. curfew in Spain, I think, which is insane. But apparently, some people don't eat dinner until 10 or 11, and so 1:30 a.m. like bloody hell. Even on a night out, that's like late, in the UK at least. Well, for me, I'm a bit of a boring fuck, I guess. But yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, there's, like I say, there's that the only resistance is against the curfew. These people, they're so because the continental policing system, particularly the French and Spanish police, they will beat you up. I mean, there was this report of this black guy in Paris getting beat up when he was walking to his music studio because he wasn't wearing a mask out in public. I can't fucking believe that. So these people who are protesting, they're risking being beaten with batons, but they're still wearing their mask. That's how compliant this doctrine is. They're not against the lockdown, they're just against things within the context of the lockdown. So there isn't much hope for southern or for continental Europe generally, I don't think. Yeah, there's not much hope at the moment, really, is there? I guess this vaccine could help, if it works, which I highly doubt. But people might say, oh well, you got a vaccine now, let us be free. So I think that yeah, no, it's for fun to watch, isn't it? At least you'll be able to enjoy Christmas a little bit. Yeah, pubs open again on Wednesday. It's next Wednesday, so that'll be nice. Yeah, I don't know. Have a good weekend, guys. Get out, get some fresh air. It's lovely. Cheers.